Okay, listen, there might be a pattern that you have an attachment to. There might be a pattern that's really fucking sticky to get out of your existence. But we don't want to get out. We don't just want to throw away things because the pattern will manifest in other ways, like a weed. Okay? And yeah, it's easy to say that, and it's easy to like heal a little bit and think, oh, we got this under control. Nothing's gonna happen with that pattern again. Blah 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 blah. But sometimes, if it's really ingrained in you, it's gonna show up again, and you might just have to understand until you create that new life in all the aspects that don't pull you back in. Like, I don't believe it's about being strong and all this stuff. No, I believe that you have multiple parts of yourself and they are competing for your reality. So until all of those pieces are in agreement, your life will not completely change. And then it's easy if more of those pieces want you to go down to the hole and be that kind of Alicia or that kind of person down here, your old self, then they want you to be up in the new self. Then if there's more patterns bringing you down and more influences bringing you down, then you're going to become those down things. Then there becomes a point where it's just so goddamn sticky and annoying to be in those things in the lower self that you want to just change them. You're like, fuck it, I can't do it. I can't do this avoidance anymore. I'm gonna have to come back to this cat's butthole in my face doing these readings. But to me, it's a representation of a new self. It's just like, you don't have to see the end result because it's the process, and that's the whole point, right? When I'm doing my readings and I'm a Pisces, so I'm kind of living in the energetic field anyways, and I kind of think physical reality is a joke, even though my rising is Virgo. But I normally think physical reality is a joke a little bit. So I just feel everyone's emotions and I see things psychically and spiritually all day, and it's just like, honestly, we're done. Like, I can't do it. I can't live in this life that's the way that it is. It has to have a spiritual influence for me to be able to find like things to look forward to, honestly. So it brings me back to things that I like to do, like this. So the 10 of Swords reversed is things have changed. It will never be the same as it was before. Mentally ready for something new, reminder of old wounds. So that's exactly what I was fucking talking about. Was this being done, but also being reminded of old wounds and knowing that you're in a different space now. And your body has accepted it. Maybe there's remnants of what used to be and the pain and heaving and that deep sorrow that you hold. Like, I'm shaking in my hands. There's remembrance of that. But things have changed. And you're operating in a more, I would say, equivocal I don't even know exactly what that means, but equivocal way. I'm just going with it. Someone write the description of that. You're kind of creating this mental fortitude, and you're able to know what's right for you moving forward, and you're not so emotional about it. You're kind of just logical about it. Not as logical as the Empress, or the Emperor, but I don't know why I said the Empress, because she's not necessarily logical. She's more fertile and receiving, but maybe that is a sign that you do need to kind of move in that direction again, even though receiving is kind of hard. I don't know if you guys understand that, but you're just like, you're ready to see the unpleasant truths and you're ready to move forward. And it's better to, and I love to live in a fantasy, don't get me wrong, but if you like to fantasize about things and imagine, that means you have a great imagination. That's what that means. To fantasize means you have an amazing imagination. You can make things that you imagine in your mind react in your body. That means you can feel things and you have the power of the universe on your side. Okay? Every time I'm over here, my cat likes to jiggle on the blinds over here. So it's like you're ready to kind of, oh my gosh, hold on, he's climbing. Hold on, you're ready to climb. You're ready to climb up the blinds. You're ready to open them blinds up, right? Right? Oh goodness, baby. Oh goodness, baby. No. You're ready to climb on the blinds. You might be ready to clear out some of this old shit. We're not going to just settle for things that are fake. It's not real. And I was saying something to myself in the mirror right before I went to the gym and right before this, and I was like, it's not real. It's just not real. What am I creating that's not real? Because I want to use whatever is real and go back to that imagination piece. You can use your imagination to incite good things, not bad. You can fantasize about things that are real, not real. Okay? So like, yeah, we love to escape, and that's what fantasy is. It's like escaping reality into a fantasy so you don't have to feel the reality of where you are. But we're not about that. We want to feel where we're at, and we want to understand it to the degree that we can know where we're at so we know what to change, okay? So if you like to escape and you like to fantasize, then let's create a fantasy that becomes real. Let's create feelings and an imagination that becomes real, and start with things that you know that you can control. Okay? This is how you get yourself out of pain and trouble and just lies. Like you want to lead with intelligence. You don't want to lead with lies. The truth hurts, but it's good. It's good. Life kind of hurts in general sometimes. You know, life could be beautiful. It is what you focus on, but I mean, life hurts. There's a lot of hurt. But just understand, like, just because you see that someone is treating you badly, like they're berating you, say it's like a coworker at work and you know you're not being treated right. You're not just gonna put a shutter down over it and bear through it. It becomes so unbearable that you have to make a change, and you have to get angry, and you have to see really what's reality. What were you doing to create that environment? But what were you putting up with that you don't deserve to be putting up with? Not in this, I always like, I don't know, self-esteem stuff. I guess I always was like, I'm not this, oh, I can never make up with anybody because I'm just too good and they were all fucked up. Like, no, everybody has their shit, but like, you have to understand the truth. I don't want to have bad terms with anybody in my life. I really don't. It's hard to see the truth, the actual truth, but once you do, it's better to understand that and know that so that you can actually get what you want from a different source in the future. You're looking for like connection, but you understand, you go through things in life where you get a chance for connection and you see, this is not what I want. You don't keep pursuing it, even though you know it's not what you want. Right? Like that's hard to do, but, ooh, I got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. I think it will bring shit. It will bring you shit when you keep pursuing something that you don't want. And that is a message for me too. So it's kind of like you have to, yeah, that's a message for me too. You have to just see, like, there are opportunities out there that you can't even conceive of. If you had what you had once, there's another person out there. That's how I believe it. It's like what's actually meant for you really will find you, but you have to be able to be receiving enough to let that in. Right? And me of all people, it's hard sometimes to let in the things like that you're really attached to. You have to kind of almost forget about it to like receive it. And then that creates collaboration. Maybe there's more of a collaboration effort than just you always doing it on your own. And I've seen this in my friendships. Like, yes, the ultimate goal would be to have like a partner that is just like completely understands me and why I'm sensitive, and like I desire, and this is probably what most people desire. I don't know. What's your biggest desire? Put it in the comments. Like, for someone to actually really see, like, oh, wow, she actually does try to, like, uplift everyone because she's really fighting through a lot of things within herself. And she's, like, always trying to, like, put the best energy out there, even if she's, like, really struggling, but she, like, gets through it, and then she's, like, out in a couple months, like, inspiring again. Like, you know what I mean? So you just have to see yourself like that. I know it's, like, cliche, but you really have to, like, take a look at everything that you've overcome. Like, I don't have to be here. I could have been completely, I could have been, I mean, you don't have to be watching this either. You don't have to be doing your craft. You don't have to be, but you choose to. You choose to keep coming back to something. You choose to better yourself. Even if you gain weight and you quit smoking, but then you start again, and then you, all this shit. It's like there's a thing there that's just making you want to fill your energy with that, because that's what's familiar. And this is way easier said than actually done. But let's see what you need to know and what energy you need to embody to be able to get to the space and the point where you're living out what you're living out what you're trying to fill with the void. Because it doesn't help you. All those things, they don't really help you. And you know this, and you get to a point after a while where you're like, and then you just have to feel that feeling anyways. And I just want to provide a space for that. On this channel, listening to this, I just want to provide a space. Let's just, before I pull this card, let's just sit in that disgusting feeling for a second. We're going to sit in it. We're going to go, and we're just going to sit. And, like, and I'll keep my eyes open so, like, you can feel it with me. Like, it's just disgusting. And whatever that feeling is for you, let's just feel it together. Everything is better together. And it just sucks. And you never got what you wanted as a child. You never got the love that you needed. You were never seen in the ways that you needed to be seen. You felt things so deeply that no one could even fucking understand. And it sucks. You're focusing on it sucking. And you're focusing on this disgusting feeling because you're avoiding it, so you're focusing on it more. Every cigarette, every blunt, like everything you do that brings you out of the present moment or out of the moment of like that you're feeling is because your body is telling you you need to see this. Like, you were not given what you need. And you really can't expect or want or be attached to people until they create that for you. It's just gonna be more pain, and that's the hard truth. That is the fucking hard truth. And it's unfortunate, but you will be able to connect with people. Really, that's what a lot of people want, is connection. Actually, deep connection to where, like, yeah, you can feel like, you know, safe with people, but like, I'm saying, like, I see you in there. I want to connect with you like this. And there can't be attachments, honestly. Actually, it's even better if you don't have like if you're not like attached to anybody like sexually, or like if you can separate those thoughts and like feelings and like hone in your energy like that, you can be present with people without having that component to it, like on purpose. Like you can like you want, like, I'm not saying, okay, this is like a big thing for me. I mean, my Saturn returns. My Saturn is in my 8th house, which is the house of intimacy and the sex house. Okay. And I'm realizing I had an entanglement with emotional intimacy and sex. And to me, I just thought it was like one thing. I thought if you have that, it makes sense to be like in a sexual relationship. It just makes sense. Like, it's like that. It's natural. But I'm starting to realize, like, real love has nothing to do with attachment. Like, if you don't want them to be free, any part of you that doesn't want them to be free isn't real love. Like, anything that, like, you, like, and then I wanted to manifest, like, oh, I want someone to, like, be obsessed with me and claim me. And I didn't want that. After a while, I was like, no. And then it just becomes this stuff. So you just have to see, like, emotional intimacy is a human need. And you can have that with a bunch of people. You don't have to have that with just, like, your sexual partner. And I confused that for a long time, not gonna lie. Like, I thought you can only have that in a relationship. I didn't think you can have that. And that's one of my biggest needs. It's one of my biggest things, that I like to connect with people in an emotional, like, way. And it doesn't have to be sexual. And I don't want it to be. I don't want to mix it up anymore. I feel like it's, like, disrespectful. But for me, it was just such a hard thing in my mind. Like, I didn't want, it was like they were so intertwined because of, like, abuse when I was younger, I guess. Like, I started to see, like, how detrimental that is, because that sexual attraction, I don't want to say it's like an attachment, because it's not bad or anything, but it's like clouding. It clouds your judgment. Like, it, like, clouds you. Like, it makes you, like, overthink. Like, you know what I mean? Like, be insecure, and, like, it just, like, it is an attachment in a way. But, like, actual connection and emotional intimacy is something completely different. Like, that is, like, I care about you as a soul over there, because people are me. Other people are me. Like, you are me. I am you. There's, like everybody is one thing. And if we can treat each other like that without the sexual piece, there's not going to be the fucking old guys at the cafe. I think this is why I had such a fucking problem in my life with, like, just abuse and different things, because it's like I naturally, I am driven towards connecting towards people. But it gets really, like, convoluted when there's, like, sexual energy. So, and sometimes I just gotta, like, sort that out with myself or with them. Like, you just have to, like, be, like, as straight up as possible. I think that helps a lot. But, like, I hope you understand what I'm saying, and this can't be just me, you know what I mean? And that's why I'm vulnerable on here. You're gonna also need time to yourself. This is the energy that I pulled for when what do we do about these patterns of addiction, and these patterns that you can't separate from. Oh, yeah. Well, there was, so, like, addictions surpass, for me, they go into, like, normal things, like actual sex, and like things that you can't just stop doing. Like, I could stop smoking cigarettes, but if I have an addictive pattern to something like sex, to where, like, you're in a relationship, that's a very big problem. Not that there's nothing bad with having addictions, but it's like you need to understand those things about yourself before you enter into sexual relationships with people, especially with, like, a actual relationship. So, like, that is what's being sorted out right now, and I would love for you guys to, like, comment. That's pretty vulnerable of me, but, like, that's why it's so important to be able to, at least my journey is to separate the emotional intimacy from actual sex, because of an addictive pattern. It's like I can't even think about that. Like I have to like literally like change like how I'm wired so that I'm not in abusive situations anymore and I can get my needs met. Wild. So yeah, it's like you're a little apprehensive for this journey. And I get it, because familiarity makes you feel safer, body-wise. But it also destroys you. It's like yeah, it's like safe, it's like comforting going to your mom's house or your grandma's house, but then when everyone gets there for like the holidays and they're all like doing their old patterns and like getting drunk and saying some shit and then treating you like shit, you're like, why am I even here? Like, I was excited to come here so that I could say I have family on the holidays and stuff. And this wasn't me this year. I got to see my friend get married, but like, you know, other years I've experienced that too. It's like, God, why didn't I even come here? So it's like you have this desire and you have this pattern. And they're when you want something, you desire something. Say it's emotional intimacy. You have to go through all the patterning that is coded to that desire. Okay? So it's like you're asking for love in this way to where you're being emotionally cared about and you give the love, like you receive that love that you actually give. This like unconditional, not to say that I always give unconditional love, but it's like you have this aspiration to be a loving person, like, and be in like a loving relationship. Like you just want that. You just have wanted that since you were young, like, you know, or whatever your desire is. And that's a lot of people want that. I'm seeing and I'm getting to this space where it's like, I know that I manifest my desires. I know that I do. I have to be straight up with myself. What do I actually desire? Do I want a bunch of money? At one point I was like, no, I don't. I actually don't. I just wanted love. And I was creating money, but I was just like, no, I just want like connection and love. And then what did I get? I got the patterns that kept me personally from that in my life. That's what I'm saying. It's like, and then I kind of shut down. And then I just like, I freaked out and shut down. And then I kind of ruined, I felt like I was destroying myself a little bit. And I uncovered a belief that the actual belief was true love will destroy me. That's a belief I was holding. It will destroy me. And then I flipped it to be able to be like, I destroy me. And then I looked for ways that wasn't true. I'm always trying to do the best that I can. I'm always trying to uplift everyone. I was just focusing on all the negative shit. And I started to do belief work, and that is on my checklist to do every day. But it's like, come on. It sucks, but where's the space for that in daily life? Make a space for it. Like, I'm telling you, it's really not easy. And you can't just randomly focus on the good or the grateful things. But you do have moments to reinforce old patterns and new ones. Listen to audiobooks. Listen to things that actually help you get to that state of mind. Other readers. And be straight up with yourself. This hard truth sucks, but I'd rather know than live a lie. Right? I'd rather know. And just like move on from that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anyone needed to hear that. And like move on in your own way. You can still like care about people, but I'm just saying, like, you have to release like fantasies to escape you from reality when it's not real. You see what I'm saying? Because it's just gonna hurt you more. It's gonna pull you into those addictions. That's what I feel. And you need time to see the light within yourself, like really feel it and enjoy it. And that has helped me with every addictive pattern that I've had. And I still feel this feeling. It's just this like intense, like nagging, like this in my soul. And it makes me want to smoke or do any addiction to get it away. But I'm just done with it. I'm like, I don't want to run anymore from this. I don't. Like, I can't be in pain forever. I'm not doing it. And so life will like make it. And it's weird. It's weird and it still hurts, but it's like life will make it perfectly, exactly the way you needed to see it. Exactly. However, whatever's important to you, synchronicities or like feelings or whatever the fuck is important to you, life will show it to you in those ways. And then it will be like, here's all the things that you have to look at. And it's like, it sucks. And I'm not, like, you know what I mean? Like, you had to manifest this to see what you needed to see. And it could have been the perfect storm of stuff. And it just leaves you like, well, if that's really true, if I really have to let go, like, what the fuck am I then? What am I? That's how I feel, at least. It's like what am I then? And that just shows how much you put that you like to escape. If you can't even understand what you are, what kind of foundation in your self-work was that? You know? And it's like, I know I'm saying these things and it's like, it sucks, but that's kind of what I'm seeing. I'll just ruin every situation that I ever get myself in until I actually start looking directly every single day addictive patterns, or it's just gonna keep happening again and again and again. It's like, it's, you know when you just feel like you can't win? It's because the universe actually gives you what you are. I was gonna say it loves you and that's why it gives you what you are. But I'm just saying, it will actually give you what you are. Exactly what you are. Not what you think you are. Not what you fantasize and have no. Like, it will give you what you actually are. And if you're wanting, like, to, like, avoid because you're done with your life and you're thinking there's nothing else, like, why even try? You're gonna get more of those situations. So what do we do about that? Hold on. There's a lot of different choices. It's just overwhelming. It's overwhelming. Hold on. What do we do about that? I want a clear answer. What do we do? Control over your emotions. That's what we do. We get to the space where we're understanding our emotions. We're not afraid anymore. We're not afraid. We've been down there. We've done the things. And this is the point where I'm at. I'm like, this just fell out. The Queen of Cups. Yeah, I was just about to talk about this. I'm at the point where I'm ready. I'm starting to be ready to open my heart up again. In general, like live how I was living. Like, not just like naive, like I was naive. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still kind of young, to be honest, but my Venus is in Pisces. But whatever. I was a little bit naive and I was like, oh yeah, well, you know, you just go like what you feel. I just thought that's how life worked. But what you do is you actually have to incorporate, like, as funny as it sounds, but like logic, you have to like incorporate actual sense, not just thinking of things and giving excuses to everything. Like, no, like actual reality and real sense. And I hated that part of life. I always did. Oh God, we really gotta do this right now? We really gotta do this? Like, I don't want to just do the fun things. But that creates a shaky foundation. And what creates an actual building of a strength, hi buddy, is this cutie right here, is seeing the whole truth and knowing, no, I'm not exactly where I want to be, like in general, but I'm where I put myself. Like I am learning. Like, say I was gonna manifest my desire, you are gonna manifest your desire in exactly 5 years from now. Exactly. Like, what would you do now? What would you do now? I would be making sure I was in shape so I could be traveling and hiking all over the world, trails, and like I still want to do the Appalachian Trail. I want to do so many things. I would be living that life that this girl is gonna meet me in. You know what I mean? Or partner, whoever you want. Whatever type of relationship you want. Like, I would be working on money so that we don't have to worry about it. Like, it's just not like a worry. Like, we're here to like love and like be having fun with each other, not worrying about money. I don't want to worry about money. So I would be working on that, and I would be working on just like what I'm doing now, influence, because I believe in spreading that love and that joy to other people. I want people to see relationships for what they are, like actually real conflict resolution, like how to get through things. This is what I started doing in my last relationship. So it's like, what would you be doing now if you knew for sure you would have exactly what you're really, really wanting and desiring in exactly 5 years? Because you're working towards your desire. There's a lie. It's not a complete lie, but like, you can't just like, if you think you can just pop it into your reality, you can, but that doesn't mean you can like keep it in your reality. You know what I mean? So it's like, and you're also manifesting what you are. So if you're inconsistent and you're super deep and you're really amazing person, you're special, but you're inconsistent and you fall back into old patterns, what do you think you're gonna manifest? The same type of person. So you have to break out of the mold to even and let go to be even able to be a match to like actually who you're supposed to be with, or you know what I mean? Like, that's like what I'm realizing, and that is like, it sucks and it's crazy, but it's like, whoa, that makes life a little bit more fun. Sorry for the noise, he's literally in the blind. Shit. Okay, and I'm like really getting it, because you wouldn't want someone to not be able to keep up with you in that way. You wouldn't even want them anymore. See what I mean? That's why you have to be like unattached. Like, you have to be like, oh, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert at all. I'm just saying, life is more fluid than you think. Like, it's not as solid as you think. And there's so many things in the world and people and like experiences that you can have. So, I don't know. I'm trying to speak from where I'm at right now and not like all these things that like are the biggest and best version of me. It's like, no, sometimes you just gotta be like, this is where I'm at right now, and this plan is because I know it's happening in the future. Like, I already know that. So why do you get so in your head about it? Like, that's what I want to know. And yeah, it's long. And maybe you don't even fucking like whoever's still here, you're getting it, because you're not just like, oh, taking something and running with it. You're like, no, I want to figure this out too. Like, you got this. It's just progress. I don't know if anyone has told you that lately, but it's just progress. You're just progressing. You're making mistakes and doing things, and you're coming to a space where you are opening up your heart again, but you have discernment and you know who to open up to, so that you're not being hurt unnecessarily, or like without them even knowing, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you're like, it's okay. You got this. You know what you're doing. You never know that. Like, something that's been helping me recently is like, yeah, maybe it was just a lesson for me, honestly, and you could actually be grateful for that part, and just be grateful for the fact that you had to learn this hard ass lesson through a person. But that doesn't mean that they are that. Like, they have their own shit and their things. You don't have to like identify with that. You can just understand, like, this was my lesson, and like, I'm happy to take that lesson and be grateful for that, and use that energy to create what I want. Use that energy to understand the lesson and implement it. You know what I mean? So I hope that helped at least one person, or one cat. And I just hope you see what I'm saying, because I want truth for everyone. Like, I want you to be able to get through your day, and I want you to be able to like keep continuing doing what you want to do, because it's important. It's important that you see the little aspects of how you create that within it. So, okay, love you, bye.